So okay, we ming la ba shin along koတွေ့ရတာဝန်တာပါတယ်။ just purposely ကတော့ဒီဟိုဟာကို business administration နဲ့ business management တွေကိုလေ့လာသင်ယူနေတဲ့ကျောင်းသူကျောင်းသားတွေကိုရည်ညွှန်းပြီးတော့ဒီစာလေး talk လေးကိုပြောဖို့လုပ်ထားတာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ So ခေါင်းစဉ်လေးကတော့ professionalism, team and leadership လို့ပေးထားပါတယ်။ The meaning ကတော့ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆို however you become a professionalism but it depends on the team and leadership ဆိုတာလေးကိုသိစေချင်တဲ့အတွက်ပြောတာပါဖြစ်တယ်။ So being a professionalism ဘာလို့တင်လဲဆိုရင် you can conduct yourself in a way that shows your ethical condition မှာ so it's very important to be the ethical to become a professionalism ဒါကြောင့်မလို့ဒီခေါင်းစဉ်လေးနဲ့စချင်ပါတယ် so another slide show the way you can make a friend or make a connection and you can face with everyone in a way which you can conduct your own self ဆိုတာလေးကိုပြချင်တဲ့အတွက် professionalism တွေမှာဒီလက်ဆွဲနှုတ်ဆက်တဲ့ပုံလေးကိုပြထားတာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။သဘောကတော့ခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုcommunication and honesties and ဒီဟာတွေကဒီ professionalism အတွက်အရေးကြီးတယ်ဆိုတာလေးကိုလည်းပြောချင်တာဖြစ်ပါတယ် so the words professional is a set of standard that an individual is expected to adhere to a workplace usually in order to appear serious, uniform or respectful. So Lochina means kuna pyogere once you become a professionalism, you have to obey the set of standards that is conducted in your workplace or in your campus life or in your education system or whatever it is. So it can be varies according to your condition of the workplace to workplace or also it can be varies between the culture that professional become constitutes. ဒါလေးကိုလည်းသိထားဖို့လိုအပ်ပါတယ်ဆိုတာလေးပြောချင်ပါတယ် So if we need to define the professionalism, so we have to define the professionalism as you have to be skillful in your situation. You must make a good judgment to other people, either followers or other your upper what must I say? Not only the in every organization, it is a triangle condition. So means every organization, every institution, it shows like a triangle. That means there must be a lot of people under who can work operation လုပ်နိုင်တဲ့လူကအများစုဖြစ်ရမယ်အပေါ်မှာခုနပြောခဲ့သလို triangle ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်အပေါ်ဆုံးက lead လုပ်တဲ့လူကတော့တယောက်တည်းဖြစ်ရမှာဖြစ်တယ် and the middleman ကဘာဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်လဲလို့ပြောလို့ရှိရင် middleman ကတော့ခုနပြောခဲ့လို့ you can do everything for the upper level and also you can move it to the lower level to operate anything so ဒီအတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့skillful people you must have a good judgment and you must polite behavior your behavior must be very polite that is expected from a person who is trained to do the job very well job so because of that professional is commonly if you are going to understood it is the meaning of individual adherence or observance or to a set of standard or code of conduct or collection of qualities that you can practically accept it as a characterized. So this is the one thing you have to consider as a professionalism. So why professionalism is important? That is another point to be considered. Once you become a professionalism, you have to make a person that a very successful person in your field and also you have to be considered as dedication integrity and responsibility to your workplace or on your campus or on your education status or whatever it is So as a ownership, you have to take your roles and duty as a student, as a whatever it is in your workplace. So that means what we want to do is you must become branded. Everybody knows that you are the one who are very proficient in this field. Only at that time you become a professional, because you can operate easily in whatever you are assigned to that area. So because of that, professionalism is a person conform to the technical or ethical standard of his or her profession. You must be professed in your own area. And everybody knew that you are the one who was branded in that area, and you can easily operate how to do all these things in your workplace, or your education status, or whatever it is. You must be born a professionalism. So there will be the 5 qualities of successful professionals. That means a good professional can do the job, and he can do it well. You must be very well with, or thorough with your professions. Nevertheless, technical expertise or whatever it is not enough. Qualities like honesty, you must be honest, and you must be punctuality. That means you have to be, if it is in your workplace, you must be on time to become to the workplace. If you are the students uh, who are study in the education field, you must be in time to your class. It must be punctuality, and also there will be the spirit of services and the ability to meet the deadline. That means once uh, whatever you are assigned to do, it must be finished in time. You have to be finished in the deadline. So this is the one thing you have to consider. So another thing, what we have to consider is you have to achieve an ultimate goal. If you want to achieve the ultimate goal, you have to remove an obstacle. So what are the obstacles? You have to know. If you knew that these are the obstacles, and you have knew how to solve all these things, you must solve the problem. So this is the one thing you are become a branded, and you are become a very profession in your own field. So because of that, the meaning is, how do I turn on this appliance? All these appliance you have to know how to do. So the way you have to solve the problem, we will say there will be the ideal conditions. That means I means become identified. If you knew about the problem, you have to consider the 5W and 1H. So one of my master, one of my teachers, one of my professors, so that you have to you just remember one husband, 5 wives. Then you can always remember. So one H means how you have to do, the way you have to do. A 5W means what, when, where, when, and whom, and for whom. All these are 5W. So because of that, my professor says that just remember one husband with the 5 wives. This is, you have to identify the problem. After identifying the problem, you have to define what to do, with whom you are going to do. All these are the way you have to solve the problem. And another thing, you have to do the ACE, which is the most prioritized problem you have to consider. You cannot do all the problems in the same time. So because of that, you have to prioritize. Another thing, you have to explore, and you have to look back. So because of that, professional means one of the professions. If you are professed in your area, it must be courteous, you must be polite, you must be devoted to your work, and you have must conscientious and generally business-like in his or her workplace. So all these are about a professional. So because of that, once you look at the condition of professional, you must pay respect to the other people, either your followers or your boss or whatever it is. You must be honest with your own condition. your own situation in your workplace or in your education field or whatever it is. And another thing, there must be the integrity with all the things you have to do. And the most important is ethical. You must give an ethical, you must be responsible to your workplace. So another thing, once you become a professionalism, you have to consider communication, teamwork, critical thinking, ethic, and humaneness. So the meaning is communication. You have to communicate with everyone. And once you can get a good communication with everyone, the meaning is not only you knew how to say the words, you have to consider with everybody and everyone how will you going to communicate to deal all the problems. And also there must be the teamwork. Without teamwork, you can never finish your job or your project. Another thing, that once you face the problem, there must be the critical thinking. That critical thinking can make you solve all these problems. And there must be the ethical and there must be the humanness. Lastly, what I want to say is humanness. Once, Samaru Kanakana Pyodade, once professionalism ဖြစ်လာတယ် lead လုပ်နေပြီဆိုရင်ဘာတွေ့ရလဲဆိုတခါတလေ organization တွေ institutions တွေမှာဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဂယုဏဒေါသောနဲ့လူစိတ်ပျောက်သွားတာနော်လူစိတ်ပျောက်သွားတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ဘာဖြစ်လဲဆိုစူရတယ်ဆဲရတယ်အော်ရတယ်အဲ့ဒီလိုမျိုးဖြစ်သွားတယ် but whatever it is other people ရဲ့ conditions ကိုခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုနားလေသဘောပေါက်ဖို့လိုအပ်တာဖြစ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့် humaneness ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ်လူစိတ်မပျောက်သွားပါခင်နဲ့ Once you become a professionalism, you have professed in your area and you become a leadership. So once you can lead your own institutions or own organization, sometimes you have to face with all the problems. So because of all these problems, the Kali Bapit Dale solution, Saito Dore,ဂယုဏဒေါသောနဲ့ပြောမိတယ်သို့တော်လည်းပဲတစ်ဖက်လူရဲ့ conditions လေးကိုနားလေသဘောပေါက်ပြီးဖို့လိုအပ်တာဖြစ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့်မလို့ communication ကိုပြန်သွားရင်ဒီအချက်တွေကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့တစ်ဖက်ကခုန followers ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကိုအထက်လူကြီးပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်သူတို့ရဲ့အနေအထားအခြေအနေလေးကိုလည်းနားလေသဘောပေါက်ဖို့လိုအပ်တာဖြစ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့် professional qualities တွေအနေနဲ့ဘာရှိဖို့လိုအပ်လဲဆို everybody's got relying on youဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် reliability ရှိရမယ် say for example Uber လို့ပြောလိုက်ရင်ဒီ Uber က it becomes a branded ပဲအဲ့ဒါအတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့သူဒီယုံကြည်စိတ်ချရတဲ့လူဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုတာကိုသိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် and then ခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုပဲ humanity တနာကျင်နာတတ်တဲ့လူသူတဘာပေါ်မှာနားလည်တတ်တဲ့လူဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် and then adequate ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် adequate ရှိတော့မှခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုငယ်တဲ့သူပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကြီးတဲ့လူပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်တန်းတူပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကိုဒီလေးစား respectful ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်ပါတယ် and then neat and tidy ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် neatness ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် and you have to consider all the things whatever you have to do and then dedication အနေနဲ့လည်းခုနပြောခဲ့သလို devoteness ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် kingness ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တာဖြစ်တယ် organization တစ်ခုအနေနဲ့လည်း you can have professional quality accountability ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် integrity ရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် expertise ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် all these are 10 qualities to become a professional qualities ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒါကိုပဲဆက်ပြီးတော့ပြောမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် professional တယောက်ဖြစ်လာပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ appearance ကလည်းအရေးကြီးပါတယ်ဆိုလို့ကျင်တာကိုယ့်ရဲ့ဝတ်စားနေထိုင်ပုံကအစခုနပြောခဲ့တဲ့ neatness ရှိဖို့အတွက် appearance ကလည်း it's say for example workplace မှာဆိုလဲ office attire ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်တယ်တကယ်လို့ school campus မှာဆိုလဲခုန campus life မှာရှိတဲ့ခုနပြောခဲ့တဲ့ students တယောက်ဝတ်စားဆင်ရမယ့်အနေအထားရှိရမယ် ethical ဖြစ်ဖို့လည်းလိုအပ်တယ် accountability ရှိဖို့လည်းလိုအပ်တယ်လို့ you have to communicate with other people ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့အဲ့ဒီတခြားသောသူတွေနဲ့ communicate လုပ်တဲ့အခါမှာလည်းကောင်းစွာ communicate လုပ်နိုင်ရမှာဖြစ်တယ်လို့ competency လည်းရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ်လို့ reliability လည်းရှိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ် all these are ပါလဲလို့ပြောလို့ရှိရင်ခုနပြောခဲ့တယ်လို့ qualities of the professionalism ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ် so this is the according to the title of my talk the professionalism လေးကိုအရင်ပြောခြင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ် but if you become a profession in your area whatever it is you have to consider that there will be the team and leadership. If you can lead the organization, if you can lead the other people solution, if you can change the behavior of other people, so you can lead the organization. So without team, you can never become a successful professional. So theအတွက်ကြောင့်ဘာကိုသိဖို့လိုလဲလို့ပြောလို့ရှိရင်ဒီ team and leadership လေးကိုလည်းဆက်ပြီးတော့သိဖို့လိုအပ်တယ်အဲ့တော့ before I talk about the team and leadership အရင်ဆုံးဗာသိစေချင်လဲဆို administration versus management လေးကိုလည်းသိစေချင်ပါတယ် so administration means for the commercial enterprisesအနေနဲ့ you have to oversee all the aspect of your enterprise and as well as you have to supervise your business operation as an organization so the work in a simple term the work managing an organization is you have to manage the resource, you have to manage the time, and you have to manage the people. So business administration professionals work to ensure that business and organizations are run effectively, efficiently, and profitability. This is the three things you have to consider. Once you run the business, once you run any other organization, it must be effectively and efficiently and profitability to ensure that your work is very successful. This is what the administrative professionals must do to consider about the organization. So the meaning it concerned with nut and bolt operation of the running business တခုမှာခုနပြောခဲ့တဲ့ nut and bolt ကိုသိကြအောင်ခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုဖန်တီးနိုင်မှသာလျှင် business က administrative ဖြစ်မှာဖြစ်တယ် and business management ကိုကြည့်မယ်ဆိုရင် it's the overall leadership and seeing the bigger economic picture ပဲဖြစ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့်မို့လို့ both the discipline either administrative ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ် either management ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဒီ discipline ကတော့ဘာကိုရောက်စေလဲဆို you have to consider the goal of increasing efficiency there must be the efficiency without efficiency it cannot be effectively if it is effective then there will be the efficiency so your main goal is you have to increase the efficiency both either administrative or management so the words administration and the words management the major difference is that business administration is deal with company related content and economic look at the economy as a whole so because of that administration represent creating the plan and actions that means you have to create the plan so why we have to make a plan ဖြည့်ကြည့်ပါsemester တစ်ခုလုံးတက်ထားပြီးပြီဆိုတော့လေ why we need to create the plan
may I
yes please
when it comes to like professionals we have to ensure that what are we doing and like you've said before we have to define and identify what are we doing like that kind of thing that's why we need a plan and another thing is that when it comes to work it's not always stable and there are so many kinds of obstacles and barriers and and to like how can I say to overcome those kinds of things we have to be flexible and like plans are like what we create for those kinds of things I guess.
Yeah, sure. It's very good. Thank you, Kuzwete. Yes, the meaning of, if I have to say precisely, the meaning why we need to create the plan is to ensure the uncertainty. There will be the whatever the project you have to face, there will be the lot of uncertainty because of the what you said about that. This is the same thing. So all these uncertainty to become a certain condition, we have to make a plan. So this is the meaning of plan. And another thing, actions. The action means the policy. The policy means it's a guidance of actions, what you have to do and how you have to do to achieve the objective of the company or business or whatever it is. Management is the process, it's only the process to implement all these plans to achieve the final goal. So administrative functions are legislative in nature, whereas managerial functions are executive in the nature. So this is what you have to consider, the difference between the administration and the management. So now becomes we have to consider about the team. Why we need to make a team? A team is a collection of individuals that guided by the common purpose, striving for the same. With a good team, the whole is better than the sum of the parts. It is not my creation. It is from the Mallory in the 1991. The professor said that with a good team, you can have the whole condition is become a better than the sum of the parts. So as a teamwork or as a doing the calibration, it is you have to, the very first thing you have to brainstorm to your group or to your team. And now after that, you have to calibrate it to achieve the common goal. So it is very important to demonstrate that there will be the conflict between the personal, there will be the personal conflict. So you have to manage with your experience and you have to indicate how to you have to use the negotiation skill. That's the way you have to make a communication with other people. So most of the company, or most of the organization, all the employers, they are searching for the candidates who listen effectively, are empathic, and also it can navigate and diffuse the disagreement. So once there will be the disagreement, if you can make all these disagreement to become an agreement, then you become a leadership. This is the one way, one of the skillful of the leadership. You have to change the other people's behavior. If you can change the other people's behavior, then you can lead the organization. So as a traditional work group, as a team, here the difference between the traditional work group and the teams. So as a group, leaders dominate and control the team. But nowadays, as a teams, leader facilitate and coach. In the past, goals set by the organization. Nowadays, goals set by the team members. In the past, leaders conduct the meeting. Meetings are participative and discussion. Nowadays, all the teams meet and they make a participation in all the discussion, and also they make their voice in the meeting conditions. And in the traditionally, leader assign the work to the employees, but nowadays team plan work assignment as a whole team. They work how to do which people is going to do this and another people is what to do. All these are the difference between the traditional work group and the team. And another thing, in the traditionally emphasis on individual performance, they also look at the performance. That's a meaning of if we look at the education as an industry. For the industry, there must be the input. For that input, we have to transform it to the output. So that there will be the process. Which process you will going to transform to the output. So for that output, whether it is a good output or it's a most efficiently output, we have to consider about the performance. So this is the one thing. In the traditionally, they emphasize on the individual performance, but nowadays as a team, they emphasize on all the team performance, the whole team performance. And in the traditional, workers compete against each other. For the team members, they work as a cooperative unit. They're not competing by themselves. They are doing as a cooperative unit and very work unitedly to them. And another thing, as a traditional communication flows only to the downward from the leader. Nowadays, communication flows upward and downward to and fro from the leader. That means because of the team, they make the voice and they participate in the meeting and they shows what they want to do. So because of that, it can flows upward. And also in the traditional information often hoarded by the workers, now information is shared between all the teams. And decision made by leader in the traditional way, but nowadays decision is made by that entire team. So we need to form a team. So why we need to form a team? There must be the good reason to solve the problem by drawing on the talents of variety of individuals, because in the team there will be the lot of people in that team, and that team has the most of the people in that team have a variation of talents. There will be the variety of talents, and to that talents we can draw to solve the problem. Another thing, to foster the togetherness in the workplace, and also we can tackling the project. Another thing, to reduce or eliminate a lack of communication among staff members on the project, and also to heighten the productivity by encouraging an atmosphere of the cooperation. So this is another thing, we have to achieve a solution that might be unpopular to some, but is desire of the majority. So as a team, majority of people in the team desire to solve this problem, and it will be unpopular for the some people, but it is the whole team desire. So you have to form, because of these reasons, we have to form the team. So another thing we have to consider about the leadership. So all these leaders in the world, they have to lead the organization as a, sorry. So what is the leadership? You have to lead to the people, you have to influence the people, you have to command the people, you have to guide the people. So whatever it is, leadership skill means communication, motivation, positivity, creativity, and feedback. The feedback is also the very important. That means once when you do the project, and either your project is in which stage or in which level you are doing, you have to feedback to all of your team or all your organizations. Sometimes some of the leaderships, they are forget to feedback to the team. So this is the meaning of good governance. Once to become a good governance, there must be the accountability, there must be the transparency, and there must be the predictability, and lastly, the degree is the participation. So you can consider about the types of leader. Leader by the position, or leader by the personality, or leader by the moral example. That means because of they become a branded morally, everybody pay respect to them. And leader by the power, and intellectual leader, or leader because of ability to accomplish the things. So so this is a manager versus leader. Once you become a manager, you focus on things. But if you become a leader, you focus on the people. Once you become a manager, you do things right, but for the leaders, do the right things. They choose what will be the right ones, and they do the right things. And for the managers, they have to plan. For the leaders, he or she must inspire to his or her work. And also for the managers need to organize and give a direction and give a control and follow the rules. But for the leaders, you have to influence the other people, and you have to give the motivation to the other people, and you have to build trust by the other people, and you have to shape the entities. This is what the difference between the managers and the leaders. But for the common activity, either you are managers or leaders, you have to plan, you have to organize, you have to give a direction, and you have to give the control. This is the common activity of the managers and the leaders. And also, you have to make a plan. For the managers, the managers need to do the planning, and to conduct the project, there must be the budget. What will be the budget for this condition? And you have to set the target to achieve the goal, and you have to establish the detailed steps to conduct the project, and you have to allocate the resources. That's what the manager have to do. But for the leader, you have to devise a strategy, you have to give them set of direction, and you have to create what the visions for this project. So another thing, organizing for the managers need to create the structure and what will be the description of the job to do, and you have to make a staffing, and there must be the hierarchy, and there must be the delegate. You have to delegate your power to the downward, and you have to train them how to consider how to conduct all these jobs. For the leader gets people on board for the strategy, and leaders give the communication and all the networks about the project. And directing to the work for the managers need to solve the problem, negotiate, and bring to consensus. For the leaders empower to the followers, leaders empowers to the people, and also he or she need to be the cheerleader by the team. And controlling for the managers need to implement the control system. Managers need to measure the performance. Manager needs to identify the variance, and manager needs to fix all the variance. Need to motivate. Leader needs to inspire. Leader needs to accomplish all the sense of what to do. Okay. So this is a new leadership. Sometimes the leaders become trapped by not learning quickly. And also he or she as a leader, staying isolation with other people, not in the team spirit, then they become a trap. And he or she thinks he or she knows it all, everything. And he or she as a leader, what they do is they don't consider about other people's voices. And also, you have to keep existing the team. If you are taking too much on every steps and every level, you will become a trap. And also, you are captured by the wrong people, and there will be the successor syndrome. So, as a professionalism, you must have an ethical work in your professionalism. So the meaning is I always say that you have to adapt and you have to adopt whatever it is. So if you move to another new country, so if say for example you are eligible for the scholarship in the America, then you have to. If you have to move to the America, you have to shape yourself. You must be shaped yourself. You have to adapt and you have to adopt. Well, because we are in the different culture, different conditions, different situations. All these, if you can adapt and adopt, then you become a good condition to become a professionalism. So that means you have to take initiative. You must be self-sufficient. And also extremely, you have to be flexible by adapting the various living and learning environment. And also you have to express how you will use the same resilience. And also you have to hard work to adapt to the workplace. So all these are as an ethical. As a leadership, you I don't want to say about so you know how to motivate to the other people's behavior, and also there must be the you know how to delegate the task or assignment by your experience, by your own experience. You must know how to motivate to the other people's. So it is a very important thing to initiating as a leadership roles, and you have to demonstrate how you have led a group effectively, and also with other people you have to how you can done the project. And also if you are held as a leadership position within on campus organization, or as part of the athletic team, or as during as a class project, whatever it is, if you are in the position of leadership, you have to lead a group effectively and done very well to fulfill the project. So be prepared to share with an employer your leadership skills, style, and outcomes of your involvement. So what makes as someone as a leader? All these leaders in the world, you can see that how they become a leaders. How can they motivate to the other people? How they become a branded, and how all of the people give respect to them. So all these are which you have to consider. So because of that, there will be the key qualities of the leaders. The meaning, you must have a passion and a heart. You must have an ability to communicate, and you have to inspire your shared visions. And you must have a self-reflection and awareness, and you are willingness to share your power, your success, or whatever failures you have to share with other people. And you must have an ability to operate under uncertainty conditions. That's what we say before, that we have to create a plan. So if you face with the uncertainty, you must have a capacity, must have an ability how to operate those uncertainty to become a certain condition. So you must focus on the very big picture. That's why all of the leader in the world said, please dig deeper, and you have to open very widely. So this is what the leaders in the world said. Dig deeper. That means you have to learn everything in every conditions. You mustn't stop learning. You have to always နက်နက်တူပြီးတော့ခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုမျက်စိလည်းဖွင့်နားလည်းဖွင့်ထားပါဆိုတာပြောချင်တာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ် So this is a model by the causes and the poser with the model. There will be once you become a leader, there will be a lot of challenges in your process. You have to face the challenges, and you have to deal with all these challenges. And also you have to share your visions, and you have to inspire also your visions and enable other to act. You have to tell how other people to act, and you must have an ability to change their behavior also. And there must be the model, the way you have to change the other people. You have to act how the other people to make them work. And there must be the encourage of your heart. That means ခုနပြောခဲ့တယ်လို့တခြားသူတွေပေါ်မှာလည်းခုနပြောခဲ့တယ်အနာကျင်တာညှာတာတဲ့စိတ်နဲ့ထားပြီးတော့ခုနပြောခဲ့တယ်လို့ဘယ်လိုဆောင်ရွက်ပေးဖို့လုပ်တယ်လဲဘယ်လိုခံယူချက်နဲ့ခုနပြောခဲ့တယ်ဒီလူတွေအားလုံးကို lead လုပ်နိုင်မလဲဆိုတာကိုစဉ်းစားပေးဖို့လိုတာလည်းဖြစ်ပါတယ် So beyond your imagination, there will be the impossible conditions, there will be the difficult conditions. However, how difficult and how impossible, you have to deal with all these things. And once you can deal with all these things. It is very easy to do with your professional conditions. This is how the leaders operate in the institutions or organizations. So this is another thing I want to revise, how management versus leadership. As a management, you cope with the complexity, you ensure order and consistency. That means once there will be the order for you to make things fulfill the target, and there must be the consistency by giving the order. You have to ensure that what will be the order and the consistency. And you have to consider about planning and budgeting. You have to organize and staffing to accomplish all these aim and objective to reach the target. And also you have to solve the problem. For the leadership, you have to nurture and deliver the change. You have to set the directions, and you have to develop your and share your visions. And for the people, with aligned people, all you have to do is motivate and inspire to the other people. So another thing, you have to know the transactional leaders and the transformational leaders. For the transactional leaders, the leaders focus only on maintaining the status quo and work within the existing organizational culture, and also it's related to the followers by exchange or transactions. It is the reactive conditions. But for the transformational leaders, they focus on the change, and they give and communicate the clear vision, what they want to do. And also they address the needs and value of the organization to the people, and they address the needs and value of the followers. That means they are very proactive. For the transactional leader, they are reactive. For the transformational leaders, they are proactive. So lastly, what I want to say is, how far can you go? This is the ban on your professions. How far you can go, whether the for become a professional, there must be the lot of professions as a code of ethical, and also you have to profess with a commitment, and also you have to face a competency, and you need to integrate, and you need to morally ethical altruism, and also there must be the for the public, as a for the whole public, you have to face with your expertise in your main domain. So this is the meaning of professionals. Meaning you have to accountable to those they serve and to the society, for the whole society. Once you become a professional, you must be accountable to the whole society. That means because of you become a very profess in your field, you must be honest, you must be accountable to the whole society. So that's what I want to discuss with all of you. And if you want to shoot the questions and discuss with me, please discuss. I just give my conceptual knowledge. I just come and discuss with the conceptual knowledge to all of you, and you can discuss with me your experience or whatever it is. Yes, please.